Hi everyone, this is Dr. Jane with Avalon Rises, and I am here with another episode of Planet Among the Stars. And this one is a big one. We've got a lot going on right now. And at first, it may seem like a lot of what's happening is sort of contradicting each other or not necessarily meshing, but I'm hoping that I can kind of pull together the threads for you so you can get the bigger picture, how it relates to what's going on in your life, and how you can leverage all of these different things happening in order to move yourself and your life forward. So what is happening? Okay, a few things. On June 17th, on this past Saturday, Saturn went retrograde. Then on June 18th, this past Sunday, we had a new moon in Gemini. And then coming up on Wednesday, June 21st, we have the Summer Solstice, which is a huge moment in the Earth's rhythm, as well as corresponding to the astrological transition of the Sun from Gemini into Cancer. So very busy, a lot going on. This is typical of this time of year because we call this time of year the light season in the northern hemisphere, because this is when the sun's light in the day is the most powerful. It is still growing stronger and it is reaching its peak, which is what's going to happen this coming Wednesday. Now, the energy of the light is also related to the energy of the divine masculine. This is a very expansive energy. So by definition, by nature, I should say, the light expands and the energy of the masculine expands. And so at this time of year, we are experiencing a really rapid pace to life, really rapid expansion in anything that we're doing. So at times this can feel really overwhelming, and it's important that we take time to return to ourselves and return to our own inner world, center ourselves so that every action that we're taking, that this expansion that we're taking is based off of a foundation of a strong aspect of our own relationship with ourselves and our own connection to what our mission is. So we're rooted on that foundation of our spiritual nature. And otherwise, if we are just going, busy, being pulled along by the energy without that grounded nature on our own foundation, we're going to be overwhelmed, we're going to feel burned out, it's going to feel chaotic, right? So this is kind of the risk of this time of the year, is too much, because that is the energy. Everything is bursting with life, right? So the summer solstice is representing that peak celebration of life. And that peak power of the sun in the northern hemisphere. And this is a great time to party and celebrate, but it's important that we also make time to carve out for stillness and reflection at this time. And luckily, these other astrological events are asking us to do exactly that. So while they may seem contradictory, they are actually the balancing force to the primary energetic structure of our time right now, which is expansion and the power of the light and the masculine energy. So these other astrological events, the Saturn retrograde, the new moon, they are going to bring us back, and even really the sun transitioning into Cancer, they are going to bring us back into a more feminine space and into a space of inner work and stillness, which is actually the foundation that we need to stand on for all of this movement we are feeling like we need to be doing right now, and expanding that we feel like we need to be doing in our lives. So Saturn retrograde. You may remember that I did a little video a while ago about Saturn moving into Pisces. And this is a big transition, a big energetic transition for us as a collective. But keeping in mind that all collective shifts, all collective transitions occur from the cumulative action of many individual lives shifting. So on the one hand, Saturn is a collective action planet, but it's still going to create that collective action through individual shift, which is where you come in, right? So Saturn, remember, is the planet of, some would say, karma, the planet of restriction, the planet of structure, and tradition. And so when Saturn is in Pisces, what it's really asking us to do is drop the illusion out of our lives and commit to doing the hard work that is needed to make our dreams a reality. So Saturn in Pisces is going to have asked us to confront, where are we building from illusion, which is the vice of Pisces, and instead, what are the tangible, measurable, rational, concrete actions we can take to really build the life that we're dreaming of? Because our dreams are true to a core piece of ourselves and our mission. And Pisces is also going to call us to those dreams, right? But Saturn is going to ask us to make those dreams real, bring them out of illusion and into our lives. So it's when a planet goes retrograde, I like to think of it kind of as a progress check. Okay, and it's going to start to show us, well, how well have we been learning the lessons of this particular transit? And it's a little bit like the test. And it's, but I don't like to use the word test because, you know, we all have like PTSD from education and testing. And I don't want to trigger people with the word test. So that's why I call it a progress check, because it's just letting you know where you are on this particular mission right now. How well are you moving your life from a foundation of illusion and into building concretely your dreams in your life? So this retrograde is going to bring that up for us. And then the new moon is also happening, right? We're still in that new moon energy. And this new moon was in Gemini. And so Gemini is an interesting sign because it is, in some respects, an expansive sign. It's an air sign, but it is an inherently relational sign because it is also symbolized by the twins, right? So the archetype of of Gemini is the twins. And in some respects, we sometimes, look at this as the two sides of our own personality, things like that. But it's really all about how our mirrors, how our relationships are our mirrors. Because if you actually take a look at identical twins, they're actually mirrors of one another. And they're not quite identical. They actually are mirror images. And so in the same respect, when we have the new moon in Gemini, it's going to be really calling us to look at how the relationships we have in our lives are showing us ourselves as a mirror. So it's going to be about your relationships, but at the core, every relationship in your life is about your relationship with yourself. And so now you might be seeing how the timing of this retrograde and the timing of the new moon are starting to work together, right? Because what is more intimate in our relationship with ourselves than building our dreams and making them a reality? When you put your effort into building your dreams in your life, you are committing to yourself, and you are telling yourself that you love you and that you are prioritizing you. And so this is a critical aspect of our relationship with ourselves. And so during this new moon, again, new moons are cycles closing and beginning, right? Opening. So this is a really good opportunity to look at the relationships in your lives, and all relationships, especially in Gemini. Gemini is going to really relate to platonic relationships, familial relationships, just as much as romantic relationships. And so this is the opportunity to look at all of the relationships in your lives and see them as a reflection of something about your relationship with yourself. And then you can start to see, with that knowledge, what do you need to let go, and what are you ending, and what cycles are closing, and what do you want to begin? What are the seeds you want to plant so that you can align your life more truly with your authentic expression and live your dreams? So all of this is very internal work in a lot of ways, right? And Saturn is actually, in the tradition of the ancient Kabbalah, is actually the planet associated with the great mother goddess sphere, Bina. And the color of that sphere is black. And it is a very internal force. It is a very feminine force. And in fact, structure is a feminine force, right? Because it is the vessel, the container, the chalice, right? And the new moon is when the most feminine planet of all, the moon, is dark and has also gone quiet and reflective inside. And so this energy is perfect to tap into when we are in the hustle and bustle of the peak of the light season, because the light season is bursting at the seams right now with the summer solstice and with Litha. That's the ancient name for the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. And the power of the light and the masculine energy is very strong. It is right there for us. So it is actually really perfect that we have these other two aspects astrologically that are going to be calling us to balance, to look inward, reflect on our relationship with ourselves, reflect on our progress towards doing the tangible hard work to build our dreams in our lives, and see our outer world as a reflection of our inner world. So even though these things may seem contradictory, they're actually really providing the perfect opportunity for exactly the balance that we need at this time. And now, on the summer solstice, the sun transits into Cancer. And so we are going to leave Gemini, which is an air sign, and we are going to enter Cancer, which is the cardinal water sign. And so Cancer, because it is a water sign, right, it's going to be really related to all of the areas that water rules, emotion, intuition, but also nurturing, creation, right? And Cancer is the mother sign of the zodiac. So it is really the archetypal mother energy. And in that way, which you can imagine it being the cardinal water sign, right? And so in that way, we are going to actually see as the sun's light, we're going to change the lens over the sun, right? As the sun's light begins to be filtered through the energy of Cancer, it is actually going to provide that needed softness and balance to what can feel very harsh, direct, masculine energy at its peak at this time. But it's also an excellent energy to nurture yourself with, to nurture your life with, and to tap in to really feel. Because remember, all of these things are going to be communicated by feeling. How you're not going to, I mean, you might be able to sort of rationally sit down and say, oh, these are my goals and this is my progress and I'm check, 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 and we're checking the boxes and it's all very neat and tidy. But most of the time, the universe and the divinity in the universe communicates to us through intuition and through feeling. And so moving the sun's light at its peak into an inherently intuitive and emotional sign is actually an excellent opportunity for you to be able to feel where you are in relation to these themes, for you to be able to feel how the Saturn retrograde is showing you what you are needing to shift in your life, or where you're needing to put your energy in terms of what you are needing to build. What are your dreams? Remember, dreams by definition come not from the rational mind, they come from the heart. And so Cancer is going to call us back to our heart. And Saturn, even in its very structured karmic way, is actually in Pisces calling us to create from our heart, to do the work, but to create from our heart. And this new moon in Gemini is also going to be showing us what in our relationships is a reflection of what's inside us. So first it may seem scattered, but in actuality, it's all coming together to really give you a mid-year progress check and also give this information to you at the time when you have access to the most vitality, life force, the most potential to pull from the light. The power of the divine masculine is at its peak. And so you are receiving this information, this intuition, this emotion about what you need to prioritize and focus on for the rest of the year to create what you want. And you are going to receive this information at exactly the time when the energy is most supportive of doing it. How beautiful is that? What a beautiful gift. So if you are looking for ways to utilize this energy and to then really feel it in your life, meditation is always a good one. We do have our weekly Wednesday max meditations at 6 p.m. in person with me. This time will be definitely a summer solstice theme because we'll be meditating on the summer solstice. And it's a really great day for meditation to really set the intention of finding stillness amidst the chaos of the expansion, creating that balance in yourself so that the movement you take is from that foundation of stillness. And then on Friday, we are having a Litha celebration, a Litha fair at Zilker Park. And it's, bring a dish to share, come as you are, costumes encouraged. There we'll be celebrating with the fairies and the elves and really just having joy at this beautiful time of expansion in our year. So I hope I get to see you this week, and I look forward to hearing from you. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, if you need any help with anything, don't hesitate to reach out.